Well, in the debate of the future of Europe, the liberal voice needs to be heard, and we liberals, we need also to understand that it's very important what Europe has achieved for us, and if we're not part of this debate, we cannot defend our liberties and the rights we have gained through being part of the European Union. That people see this opportunity to set the agenda, their own agenda, in this open format, and to address the issues they're most passionate about. It's all about passion and what you burn for.
There is future, certainly, and since this conference was about is it the end of the dream? No, I do not think so. I believe we all hold our dreams, and that also Europe is a promising continent in the future.
Europe needs to think about how a union can be attractive for the people. And it can be attractive only if the big challenges that European societies are confronted with are taken up and tackled in a cooperative spirit. On the other hand, Europe should not continue to regulate the daily life of people everywhere in detail. There is no one size fits all in Europe.
Well, there is not something like the single solution with the big S. And I think the Europe is today on the crossroad, and the crossroad leads us to the good future with the prosperity, or to the troubles, depending on if we will be able to identify the sources of our troubles.
The future of Europe is quite uncertain because Europe is searching for a new identity. But this is not the first time that we see such a moment. Europe went through several revolutions and major transformations, such as the Industrial Revolution, such as nationalism in the 19th century. And Europe came out from those better and stronger, individually and collectively.
Today there is a certain tiredness. You know, when you have freedom, all the freedoms that you get used to over time, you forget about them, and you don't realize how important it is that you fight for them politically and support them.
I would rather compare Europe to the love affair. If you have love affair at the beginning, it looks, you all have butterflies in your stomach, you're very excited, you're deeply in love, you only think about, well, the other person. But after being together for 10, 20, 30, 50 years, well, life changes, right? There's more routine, well, the ties are closer, but perhaps there is less passion about your relationship. It is okay even for the elderly to kind of reinvent their relationships. You can see people who are old and deeply in love, and I think this is a really great example for, well, all of us personally, but also for the European Union as projects consisting of real people and nation states.
If this project fails, it means that the most complex project for peace on a continent and for economic development and prosperity would have failed.
European Union is perhaps the biggest utopia that actually worked in the history of the mankind, and it should continue.
I also believe that all the values that founded the European Union at the very beginning are indeed liberal and based on a liberal approach to the economy and to life itself.
I think what we have to do is first and foremost promote the achievement that the European Union has done or has achieved, and look back and not only try to basically create a positive narrative and not only focus on the negative sides.
So as the American founding fathers would say, the pursuit of happiness, and I always like to add, or the pursuit of unhappiness, because this is what freedom truly is, choosing which way to go.
My wish is that Europe will stay the bastion of freedom, as it used to be during the last 200 years, of course with many negative historical events like wars, etc., etc. But more or less, the freedom is something that was very important in Europe in the last 200 years, and I hope that it will continue to stay like that.
The future of freedom, not only in Europe, but I would say elsewhere, all over the world, it's difficult because freedom is responsibility, freedom is hard work. So if you want to have freedom, if you want your personal freedom to be, then you have to step this very long way and walk this very long way, full of obstacles, but also full of devotion, full of hard work, and full of good outcomes, full of optimism.